All right, people. How are you out there in YouTube land? This is Bri. We're over here, and we're reviewing some new MIG wire we just bought over to Harbor Freight. It's a Master Welder series, the Vulcan. That's their type of welders they sell. It's 30 thousandths, and we're going to go ahead and unbox this real quick. We're going to see if this situation says we got a good deal or a bad deal after we run it a while. So we're going to go ahead and open her up. It says this is good for, it looks like mild steel. And we'll go ahead and get right in here with this file, because that's what we have on hand. Okay. The other thing I want to go over today is the two pieces of tools that I've just purchased off of one of the sites, Facebook Marketplace. Oh, look at this. Now I'm actually starting to think we might have something here, people. It's in plastic, which is a good sign, because if you know anything about MIG wire, you really don't want to leave it out in the elements to get contaminated. Okay? It's a nice spool. It's the big spool. And as you know, I've got the Hobart. Looks like the 190 handler. And we're going to go ahead and throw this on. But what I wanted to show you was they cover it in plastic. And the reason you want to do that is you don't want dust and other debris and oils that are in the air getting on your MIG wire. That will give you a whole different experience when you're trying to weld. But we're going to put this in just a second. As you see, this is a solid 30 thousandths wire. Okay, and if you don't know, 30 thousandths wire is made for regular welding of, you know, your typical 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, 1/16 inch, 5/16, whatever you weld. And 35 thousandths, the same thing. And when you want to weld sheet metal, I learned this through another fella off the internet here on the YouTube. If you're doing sheet metal and like automotive stuff, do not try to do it with the 30 thousandths, people. And definitely don't do it with flux core. It ain't gonna work. I knew that, but I didn't know about this other situation. They make the thinner wire, the 23 thousandths, okay, 24 thousandths wire. You want to have that for your thin gauge stuff, where you can turn your welder right on down and you'll get the penetration through the metal without blowing through. So that's part of the reason why you don't want to use the heavier gauge stuff when you're using for your sheet metals and so forth. But we're going to slide this over here a second. But this is what I want to show you. I just went and got this. Let me move you in a little closer. I just went and got this. Like I said, the situation, the guy was selling it on Craigslist, or excuse me, the Facebook Marketplace. And, you know, initially they had it on there. This is the Ampro. Okay, you can see it comes in a case. The case is not destroyed or broken. It looks like it was taken care of. Industrial 2000 series. This is the professional air tool, it says. Now, I don't know, this ain't a Snap-on, this ain't a Proto, this isn't a Mac or nothing like that, but it says Ampro, and I do have some of their ratchets and stuff. Some of their tools are pretty solid. And I believe they sell these at either Advance Auto or some of your other stores, like up in Canada it might be Princess Auto. But O'Reilly's, stuff like that, you may be able to find this stuff. But usually, I think that item right there, and I'm going to call, hold on a second, I'm going to call and actually see what if they still have one of these in stock, and we're going to see how much they actually are. I paid, they wanted $25, I offered her $20, and she gladly took it. So I'm thinking this is possibly an ex-boyfriend, you know, maybe an ex-husband, and the situation might say he, for some reason, they've maybe parted ways, and she parted with some of his tools. You know, sometimes you need to say, we're approaching a new year, people. This is New Year's Eve. Let go of the old things, like maybe your ex-husband's tooling at a song, and maybe move on with that cash to, let's say, dinner for the night or gas in your tank. So we gave her $20, and this is what she gave us. She said you can go ahead and check it out if you want, which I opened it. But the other thing I want to show you before we open this is also what she handed me. Now this is an Ampro, okay, professional air tool now. And this says the Burgundy Collection, just like this one. So somebody who bought this was thinking to themselves, I don't want to go buy just a little cheap knockoff one. I want that Burgundy Collection. I want that Pro Series. I want that Professional Industrial 2000 Series. And what this is a utility cutoff tool designed to cut through mufflers, hoses, hose clamps, rusted bolts, fiberglass, sheet metal, etc. Built-in speed regulator and lever throttle, steel spark guard, rotates 360 degrees for safety, sturdy storage case for extra care of a super tool. And that's their advertisement. We don't know if this is a super tool yet or not, but for $20 we got both of them. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open it up. Let's take a look at this one first. Again, nothing's broke or busted on the case. It's just a little dirty. But at first observation, now you're seeing this live. I haven't really ran through the tools. She handed it to me and I obliged. I said, no problem. And in full disclosure, I don't know if this was her husband's tooling or if her boyfriend's tooling. I don't know whose it was. But obviously someone put a little bit of money in this when they bought it initially. But it's got the gold Industrial Ampro stamp on there. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. It's got the built-in regulator. And I hate to tell you people, but if you go check just these regulators out, do you understand that these are about $9 just for that brass regulator? That's not a plastic one, people. So, you know what? Maybe something in my mind's telling me this is a professional series. And we've got an adapter on the end, okay, to hook up to the air tool. The burgundy coating looks really actually pretty nice. It's got a model number in it's the AR2300 utility cutoff tool. It's got a serial number. Look at that. It's got a serial number. So that tells me that they must have cared enough to put a serial number. Now here we want to look at this. This is what I want to show you. I didn't expect much from the blade, but look at it. I just noticed this. The blade is busted. You definitely don't want to run it like that unless you want to do reconstructive surgery to your eyeball or your nose. So we're going to pull that off, but it rotates nicely. Okay, it rotates nicely, and there's even an Allen wrench in here, so we're going to go ahead and see if we can't take a look at that. Oh, look at this. There's even a tool to lock the arbor. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and see what this is all about. That locks in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can't get this off here. Okay, we're going to let that spin over there like that. Hit the housing. All right, there we go. So let's take a look. We're doing this together. This is the first time I've operated it. Now look at this. I want to show you something. Do you see how clean that bluing is on that washer? That tells me they stored it in a good spot. It isn't all rusted. Okay. And this is a, looks like a fiber disc. Now the RPMs on this, it says use only 3-inch maximum diameter cutting wheels, rated at no less than 20,000 RPMs. So here's the situation. You can't use something that's intended for a low RPM with this because you'll just, probably it'll disintegrate. So the other thing is you really always want to understand a couple of things. If you chip one of these, when you're cutting something, if you chip something just a little bit, you'll hear a difference. It'll go from nee to whoo. It makes a different pitch. What you've got is you've got a piece of that flapping around. That wheel is probably ready to come apart. So it's not just so much how it feels and how it looks, but you have to listen. Listen to how the tone changes if you hit something and chip that. So we're not going to use that. We do have some of these discs here, and I need to look at them to see if these are rated for 20,000. If so, we're going to do a review on this. If not, as far as like in the operation, if not, what we're going to do is we're going to go buy the right discs to put in here. But I just wanted to show you, it's really nice. It actually feels nice in the hand. All the fittings in here are brass. This is definitely a professional grade setup, and I cannot honestly believe right now that I got this for that kind of bread. So what we've got to do, let me just hold on one second. Let me go over to my table because I want to see if we actually have a cutoff wheel in my cutoff shop over here. I want to see if I have one. And I also want to see if I have one that's set up for 20,000 RPMs. Okay, so let's get this disc over here. I've got a couple of them. Okay, so let's take a look. Let me see if these are different. No, they're all the same. All right, so we're going to read this, and we're going to see what this says. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Up to 20, you can go maximum up to 22,000 RPM. So this disc will work, and it's 3-inch. I got these at Harbor Freight, so we're going to give them a try. So absolutely, we're going to throw this together, and we are going to say possibly this by itself, people. Do you understand this by itself? Let me move you back here a minute so we can have a conversation. This by itself was worth 20 bucks. Okay, this little tool right here is handy. Now, what I don't like how they do with the wave of crime that they've got in the country, how they advertise on there cutting mufflers, you know. Because I'll be honest with you, these people cutting catalytic converters and stuff off cars, they're literally taking their life in their hands if someone catches them, you know. But this is a deal. We've got her tightened down. I like this little case. This is really handy. So we've got the case, we've got the blade put in. Would you like to see a little air sent to it? So this has a max and a min. Okay, let's go ahead. But first of all, let's get our safety glasses, and I'm going to grab a face shield just because. Okay. So let's plug in our. Where is our oxygen, people? Here we go. Hold on, bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, we got this Ingersoll Rand over here. And this Ingersoll Rand I purchased over to Tractor Supply. But here we go. Now this one here I also got it at Harbor Freight, and I like this mask because it's very comfortable. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my American hat off, and we're going to set that over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn. One second, people. 1 second. I got a welding cap I'm going to throw on. Hold your horses. Let me grab it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's put this on. All right. So we've got our welding cap on. I washed it. It's nice and supple. Okay, feels comfortable. Comfort. Listen to me. You've got to be comfortable when you're working, okay? You've got to be comfortable or you will make shortcuts, and that's how people get hurt. Get comfortable. Find gear that you're comfortable wearing. Do not sit there and say, well, it's only a small cut. I can go ahead and forget the safety glasses. No, you can't. Okay? You can't forget it. Now, here's the other thing. I throw this on as well. And you don't have to, but I'm gonna. Because I've seen these discs come apart, and I've seen one guy right through his nose, and I don't know what that cost to fix, but anyway, before we do that, here's the other situation, because I don't know the tools, and I don't know if they ever added any oil to it, but you want to make sure, even if this is a no-name brand, Campbell Hausfeld, this is a pneumatic tool lubricant. You don't want to just put WD-40 in these tools. It's not going to be good for them, people. So you want to just put a couple drops in here just to make sure. Okay, there was about 4 drops. We're going to go ahead and put this over here. And now what I've got to do is set you guys up so you can see. whoops, let me set you up here on this little cutoff situation. Okay, can you see what's happening, people? Let me move my grinder. All right. So let's bring you down a little closer to reality. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to see if we can't trim that off right there. Okay. And what I mean by that is we're going to use the edge of it. Okay. We're not going to cut into it. We're just going to use the edge. If this is the weld, we're just going to use the edge to kind of gently go across it to smooth it out. Now, these things can be loud. Hold on a second. Make sure I got air pressure. There we go. Looks like so you can hear it. All right, that's the maximum. Now, what I do notice, this thing is wobbling around at a different angle, so I have to take a look at that. Okay. We have to take a look at this because I might have put this on a little crooked talking to you. And we don't want to have an issue with that. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll set this back in there. Ooh, okay. So, no, I guess not. Maybe it was just the way it was running around down there. Okay, well. Alright, so we're off again. Let me see something. Now, the only thing I don't like, and I know it's a safety feature, and I may be the type of person that removes this feature right here. You know, because you gotta, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll put a little oil on it. But anyway, let's take a look at it. Down goes the mask. Here we go. Hold on a second. Let that air compressor kick off, people. Alright, there it is. Now, I want to bring you down, and I want to show you. I'm going to have to take you off the tripod to do this. Okay? Okay, there we go. Where are we at? Where in the heck are we? Alright, hold on a second. Right here, right? Yep. So you can see there, it grounded that round weld off real nice. Honestly, people, I think we got a good cutoff wheel tool. I mean, that was the bonus prize, okay? So that was the bonus. So what we're going to do is we're going to say we're happy with that. Let me put you back here because we got to go and take a look at this other tool now. Let me put you back up here, people. Hold on. All right. Back on the tripod you go. All right. Now, let's get you over here again. Let's get you right here where we can see what's going on. All right. So, that was this tool, the cutoff tool. And, we're pretty happy with it. So that one can go back in the case, and I'm sure we'll get some good use out of that. The only thing I don't like about it, and I can't complain too much because it's free, is this darn little piece right here. Because me personally, I just like to grab it and go with it, you know. So I'll probably knock that, there's a drift pin in here, I'll knock that out. And I'm not telling you to do that. You got to figure that out for yourself. But at the end of the day, let's see, how did they have that in there like that? Really? Huh. Let's see if they have it like that. No, I guess not. Huh? There it is. Now, you see here with this piece on here, it doesn't really go in there. So what I'm going to wind up doing, is we're going to have to fix this. Okay. Well, let me just grab the cutoff tool. Down goes the mask again, people. Let's see here. Let me put the mask on. That's what they should have done in the beginning. Okay. So let's see what we can do here with this. All right, hold on. Okay. And now that that's out of the way, it looks like, you see that little cut right here, people? Now this should fit in there. Okay? Look at that. Oh, way better. Now, this probably wasn't intended on staying on there every time they want you to take it on and off. I'm not going to do that. So, let's do that. Let's put the Allen wrench back. I think conservatively you could say to yourself that that was worth 20 bucks, okay? But that was the consolation prize. All right, so there's one. And what's nice is we have discs for that, okay? So we'll go ahead and take that off. Now let's take a look at the other situation that we had, which is the air hammer. And now this is a professional grade air hammer, people. And I want you to know, I just got back from Harbor Freight. Let me get you up here a minute. Hold on. And they wanted $69 for the chisels, just the chisels. And they wanted another, I want to say it was one you could get cheaper. It was $29.99 and the other one was $18.99 for the air hammer. But this comes with a little cover, okay? And then let's get you down here and see what we got. Now this one actually looks like they actually used it a little bit, okay? The one chisel looks, this one here looks like it's got a little wear to it. You can see that. So in full disclosure, they did use this. What I'll do, now I don't know if that's a made piece there. It looks like it's, it looks factory, that little groove right here. A little groove, it looks factory. So maybe they just use that groove in this here. But what we've got the forge and we've got other things if we need to reharden it. But that's that one. So you get the center punch one. I'm going to go ahead and go through them for you because, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, you really want to see what's going on here, you know. But you get this one. You get the round one. Okay, and this looks like it was hammered, maybe tried to do something. Looks like a center chisel punch type deal. And it's got a nice, looks like about a 14-degree taper. And so that one there is, it says wear safety goggles. We got them on. So there's that one. I just showed you this one. And now this one here, oh yeah, they definitely use this one. This one's flattened out in the center a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Which, hey, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not too worried about that they used it. I mean, that's what people buy stuff for. This one's not even ever been touched, okay? And then let's look at this other one. This one's, does it been touched? Looks like it was hit there once. Okay, so, and we got 5 pieces, 5 bits. Now, let's take a look at this situation. Okay, right off the bat, we don't have an end, okay? Which I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I actually have one. This is a spring that goes on it. Now, the spring looks like it had a little bit of stress on it. You can see that. I don't know. Let's take a look here. Let's run this on here. And we're going to screw that right on the end. Again, this is a professional grade. This is a burgundy. Now, the burgundy paint on this one looks like it's been thrown on the ground a few times. Right off the bat, the trigger seems to work. What we're going to do, there's an adjustment here on the bottom. Hold on one second, because I know you want to see this operate. So what we're going to do, these are standard a lot of times. And I always like to keep a couple of these on deck, these other ends. So let's see if I've got one. Looks like I do. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put this in there. It's got a little bit of Teflon on it, but right now we're not too worried about that because we're just, this is a trial fit. So before we do that, what we're going to do is just drop an oil, 1 or 2 drops of oil in here. Okay, maybe 5 or 6, I guess. That Campbell House feed oil comes out quick. It's got a little screen in there. If you can see that, but let me get you over here underneath the light. Hold on. It's got a little screen. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get you back up here a minute. Hold on a minute now. We got to have a conversation here. It ain't no fun if we can't have fun. You know what I mean? And have a conversation. It's New Year's Eve night. So let's see here. It says oil daily on the side. Now, depending on what they did, I don't know. We're going to go ahead and screw this in here. What we've got to do, we don't have a 9/16 right handy, but what we do have is a pair of these pliers right here. Okay? So let's go ahead and, matter of fact, let's not do that. That's half-assed. We're not trying to do things half-assed on the channel. I'm going to go get a 9/16. You've just got to be patient, people. Let me get a 9/16. So, here we go. We have a 9/16, and we have a snap-on 9/16. Oh-ho! Snap-on, baby! So, let's go ahead and run this down. And we're not going to get wild with it. Okay, we got a lot of leverage with this big thing. You got to be careful. So we'll hold it here. Just give it a little bit. Okay. Now, let's take a peek here. Which one do we want to try? Let's try this guy here. Okay. And we'll throw it in there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and throw it in there. There it is. All right, let's put some air to it. Whoa! Ho-ho! Yeah, baby. That was worth 20 bucks. That was worth 20 bucks just hearing that noise. Ho-ho! Yeah, they messed up giving me this. They made a big mistake giving me this tool. That much I guarantee. I have got to find something to destroy with this. Hold on one second. We have something. Hold on. Hold your horses, people. That is a nice tool, I can tell you right now. Very nice. So, let's get a piece of steel. Okay. Let me move my mask. Let me get this out of the way. We are going to see exactly what the situation is here. Okay. So, hold on a second. Let me get you over here. I got to unplug the phone here. I got to get you over here where you can actually see what's going on. Got a lot of stuff in the way, people. I got to get me a better tripod. That much I guarantee you. Okay. All right. So let's bring you in here. Hold on. We're gonna get you right on the action. I know you like that. Okay. So now you're starting to see why I put that light up on the other side. I wish we had that light over here. All right, let's get this thing here. We're not doing nothing specific like a seam or nothing like that we're popping a weld on. But I want to see just how this operates. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Oh, it's a weld, or the deal's not even wanting to hold that. Let's get this out of here. Let's do this. Let's go this way where we can't hurt it and crush it, you know? Okay. Let me do this. Hold on, people. We got to get this cord out of the way. That little rubber wheel just went over the edge of this. Probably ruined it. Alright, that's a C port. We don't want to ruin that. That's for charging our phone. We won't have no access to the interweb if we do that. Alright, let's get you over here. Let's get you right on top of the situation. Alright. So, let's see what we can do. I'm going to come up under here behind you now, people, and see if I can't hit this baby, okay? Can you still see? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we can do with this. Oh, look at that. Can you see that, or is it just me? All right, hold on, people. We've got a situation. We have got a situation. I want to show you what I'm talking about. Look at that. Now this is pretty thick steel, 3/16 at least, and we just whacked through that with a dull bit. So what I'm going to do, is we're going to come down here, and we're going to go ahead and turn this on and sharpen this blade. Before we do that again, we're going to do a comparison test. Now that should do it. Looks like we've got a nice sharp chisel now. We're going to see if this makes a difference, you know. We're going to see if this makes a difference. So let me get here. Hold on a sec. Switch you up. I keep switching you around. But we've got to see if this makes a difference, people. We've got to see it. So I'm going to bring you on the side here. I think you'll get a better shot over here. Let me take a look. Hold on a minute, because you're all over the place. Let's get you right here in the live action. What we're looking at, hold on. It won't let me zoom in. But what you're looking at is you're going to look at right here. We're going to see if I can cut that. Okay? And I hope and I pray that this thing works as good as I think it's going to work for 20 bucks. Because I'm going to tell you something. There's something about just hearing that noise makes me happy. Okay? So let's give it a go. Are you ready, people? Can you see? All right, we're actually looking at right here. Ready? Whoa. Way sharper. It seems to be working just wonderful, people. I've got some stuff falling off the table here. Hold on a minute. Now that's pretty thick steel. Can you see that? Right there? Can you imagine if that was some sheet metal? Now that held up pretty nice. It didn't hurt that. It must be really good hardened steel. I mean, think about that. Imagine if you didn't have one of these and you've seen this in the situation for 20 bucks. You'd be saying, I definitely want one of those. This is something, even if you were bored, right? If you were bored, you'd say, let me go out in the garage and see if I can't chisel something off. You know? Woo-wee, I like this thing. Now, let me tell you something. We're going to set that right there. I'm going to show you this. Where are we at? Right there. Right there. Look how nice and this accurately that chisels that. If you had a bolt, and here, I'm going to just bring you back over here for a minute. We got to talk. Let's just have our conversation here. Hold on a minute. Let me get you back over here, people. Let me get you back over here. Now, all right, hold on. We're almost there. Here's the deal. A lot of times at my job, there's certain bolts. I won't tell you exactly what I do, but I work on things with engines that are very specialized. But there's a situation on there a lot of times where you have a nut that won't go. And if you've ever done any kind of experimentation when you're taking bolts off, if you spray them with oil or penetrant and then you tap it with a hammer and just tap on it, that shocking alone will sometimes let the oil creep down around the threads, and that'll help it come out. This situation right here, and you know I have the forge, so I'll be making specialized tools for this. We'll take a piece of spring steel, which is like basically hard like this, and we're going to put a blunt end on it, like a blunt end, like a flat blunt end, so that we can take a bolt, if it ain't, or nut, if it ain't wanting to come off, and just give it a lot of vibration, penetrating oil, vibration, and after a little bit of that, I think we have a game changer. I think we have a game changer, and for 20 bucks, you know, this is definitely a professional series. We are not going to cry about that being as cheap as it was, because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, somebody got the raw end of the deal, and it wasn't me. That much I guarantee you. Now, if you find these deals out there, I want you guys to get on your page and post them, because we need to let these fellas know that if there's deals out there, before you just run to the store, a little bit of oil, okay? The bits, just maybe a little sharpening to them. And now look I got that bonus tool over there, that cutoff tool. These are professional grade tools. And this is just someone that on the marketplace that just didn't really know what they had, you know? Or knew what they had and figured to themselves, well, I'm going to inflict maximum pain on the person that, whatever, shouldn't have left or did her wrong. I don't know. I don't even care. But there we are. And we're going to get back to this trailer, and we're going to get back to putting things together. And where this is going to come in handy is when I get them free pallets of steel, them skids that are built, that I've been building my projects out of. Once I slice the weld a little bit with a cutoff tool, I'm going to go ahead and just run this through the bottom, and it'll pop the beams right off without hitting them with a hammer and so forth. You're actually delivering the energy and the force right to the area that needs to separate it, rather than putting a dent or a ding in the piece of steel. All right, so this is Bry, and I got to get on this trailer. I've got to get on it, and I've got to get her done. So I want you to have a happy new year, and next year I want you to think about doing a little more for yourself. You know, yeah, we do a lot for everybody, so we want to make sure we're doing enough for ourselves too, which means looking for tools that are basically, you're getting them at a song, you're getting them at a purchase that says, I can afford that. So, all right, this is Bry. I got the Professional Series gun, and I'm going to tell you something right now. You know I'm going to be using this in the shop. Talk about that.